Good morning, everybody. We're going to conclude the week of reviews with a very special record to me by a man that I have idolized practically all my life, the drummer from Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Ralph Molina. Ralph Molina. This record is tremendous, and I think it was somewhat of a surprise to all us Neil fans because we didn't know that he was planning to do a solo record, and I was blown away by his voice. To paraphrase a phrase, or to borrow a phrase that was used to describe Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys' voice, Ralph has the voice of an angel. And you wouldn't know it, by talking to him, because he was from New York, or he is from New York, and he kind of has a real thick kind of New York accent. And I was just blown away by his voice. And it reminds me of so much of Carl Wilson's voice, especially when Carl does stuff like Caroline No and God Only Knows, and because he used to do Caroline No on stage. But when he would do God Only Knows, and especially when he would sing his parts on Dennis's Forever, that's Ralph Ralph's voice, reminds me so much of Carl's. Just the whole, even the whole timbre of his voice, and it's just so calming, and the whole record itself is so tremendous. It's hard to pick my favorite songs from the record. By the way, the record is called Love and Inspiration, and like I said, it's so hard to pick my favorite songs from the record, but if I had to, I have two particular favorites: Follow That Star, and my absolute favorite from the record, Wonderland. And Wonderland and Follow That Star have some guitar parts in those songs that really remind me of latter day Beatles period George Harrison, especially during the recordings of Abbey Road and Let It Be, and the record itself opens and closes with the record opens with a short solo piece of Ralph's on guitar, which I didn't know that he even played guitar, so that was another pleasant surprise. And or I'm assuming it's him playing guitar, but anyway, And during the recording of the record, I was listening to a interview with Ralph, which I believe was done. Well, I know it was done in the height of the pandemic, because Ralph alludes to that fact. But anyway, I was listening to this interview in preparation for the video, and he was saying that he never told Neil that he was doing any solo work because he didn't want Neil to steal his song ideas. And he said it in jest. He wasn't being malicious, but this record, I think this record would, it's so calming. It would make for if any of you are into meditation, this would be an excellent record to meditate to. It's just so calming, and it's not hard at all. It's not hard-edged at all. And, frankly, I didn't know what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised. And hopefully one day I will be able to meet Ralph face to face, because I've talked to him, online. And when I do, if I do meet him, I would just tell him that this record means a lot to me, and it is just tremendous. And I hope, and this is something that he alluded to again in the interview, I hope that he releases more records, because he alluded to the fact that he was, working on a record. But of course, making records takes time. But I hope he does another record, because it is just tremendous. And he actually had co-writes. He actually co-wrote some of the songs with for this record with a friend of mine, Anthony Crawford. Ralph co-wrote a song called "I Don't Care" with Anthony, and Anthony wrote the bridge, and it kind of has Anthony's style to it. It kind of sounds like a song that Anthony would write. And and something else that I'd like to mention is that it is just tremendous. And I remember they when we were reviewing All Roads Lead Home a couple days ago, because I went back and listened to Love and Inspiration, but when we were reviewing All Roads Lead Home a couple days ago, I thought that some of the songs on Love and Inspiration would have fit very well on All Roads Lead Home, because there's the songs on Ralphie's songs on All Roads Lead Home remind me of so much of the songs on Love and Inspiration. They're kind of in that same style, very, very calming relaxed, and and vice versa. Some of the Ralphie's songs on All Roads Lead Home would have fit well on Love and Inspiration as well. Um, before my words get away from me, this record was released on um, March 19th, or March 19th of 2019. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, and the album cover of the record was designed by another good friend of mine. She is an artist. Her name is Tammy, and the album cover really fits the record. I mean, it's just tremendous, and it really fits the music as well, because it's just really calming and stuff. And something else that I'd like to say is that this record is very, ethereal. I mean, it's just, it kind of reminds me too of an Enya record, or that type of music, and because like I said, it's really calming, and you guys will. The record was released on March 15th of 2019, not March 19th.